Welcome to Sports Focus. I am your host today, Lungole Emmanuel, and I would like to welcome you to this second edition. I hope you've had a lovely week since we last met and you have tried to engage in some sporting activities. It has been a good week for UCU in terms of sports. We saw the Cannons defeating the KIU Titans in basketball, and the boys are actually really moving on well in their league. Well, today I have a very serious hot topic for you people, and I have a very strong panel of guests here today. Our usual panelists, and Aboga Andrew is here today. And Aboga, how was your weekend? How have you been since the last show?
And I've been okay, just waiting for the next show, yeah. So I'm excited to be here.
Yes, our next panelist is a veteran, a legend, an icon of UCU Rugby, Mr. Atwine Tommy, aka Tommy Lee. Yeah, Tommy, how have you been doing?
I've been doing well.
You're good?
Very good.
That's great. So,
So,
Tommy, I understand you're one of those veterans who played for the Shepherds during the time when they were really doing so well.
yes.
Yeah. So I just wanted you to tell us a little bit about that time you had with the Shepherds.
It was very good. It was a nice experience.
Yeah.
We won it all.
Yeah.
University games.
Yeah.
We won 15s, 7s. East African games we also won as well. So very, very good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Shepherds were actually really successful in that time.
Yeah.
And well, we know how it's going right now. But Andre, what do you think of the Shepherds right now?
Well, as I can see, these guys were a good team. Like, you can compare them to the glory days of United or the glory days of Barcelona right now.
Yeah.
So they were really good, you could say that.
Yeah.
But right now they are really off.
Yeah.
They are poor.
Yeah.
No tacticalness. It's just a playing game. It's like friends linking up and playing a game.
Yeah.
Something of that sort. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're really lacking that tactical touch.
They've lost their spirit.
Yeah.
So tell me, I know you always go to the pitch, you always try to check on the Shepherds. According to you, what have you seen is kind of the problem with the boys right now?
Right now, boys are committed to other small teams playing in the league.
Yeah.
So every good player that comes around is taken to the
Snatched up.
snatched up.
Yeah.
The reason is you cannot keep the good players.
Yeah.
Good players are kept with some nice contracts, or you give them scholarships.
Yeah.
Back then we used to have scholarships for like 15, a whole team. Right now there are no scholarships available for rugby.
Yeah.
So they rather go and play for other clubs, get some money, get exposed,
Yeah.
play in the league,
Yeah.
or play in the League B. At least, yeah.
And they get something out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it has really been bad for UCU. 7 years since they last won a major title. And really, how do you think these boys can try to find a way back to that glory that we once had?
Well, this has to now be looked at from the school side. Like,
Yeah.
the campus needs to now start investing, like the way Tommy has said earlier before. They
Yeah.
were giving scholarships, good contracts.
Yeah.
So the school has to restart that, because right now I think it's a student-based
Yeah.
initiative. Guys, just maybe you came from Nabliango, Budo, you love rugby, so when you join UCU, you play.
Yeah.
So the school has to keep now encouraging them, because I'm sure those boys coming from those secondary schools are
Yeah.
good.
Actually,
but
we
when you
see
reach here-
boys coming in first year
Yeah.
that they have a lot of morale, a lot of zeal, but they reach the pitch and they see like
Yeah,
there's no
of course.
future there for them.
Yeah.
So actually, we see boys leaving, stopping to play the game and leaving their talent behind, which is
Not
very
good for the
horrible.
sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the school really has to bring back that investment. The
Yeah.
way they're doing for the Lady Cardinals, the way they're doing for the UCU Cannons,
Yeah.
So that they are encouraged, yeah.
Yeah.
The funding, equipment, training.
So Tommy, would you agree that it's just the school, or also the players have a role to play in this kind of decline?
Both stakeholders have to play a role.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want it, you show that you want it.
Yeah.
Then this guy, the management as well, campus, they should involve some sponsors for the team, like other sports, like
Yeah.
let's say basketball. They have star times or Zuko, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
We're trying to get Renzori on board for the UCU, but
Yeah.
because there's some
Yeah.
disagreements in the
Actually,
contracts.
I noticed that these guys, the same jerseys you guys were using in your time,
yeah,
the same
jerseys
jerseys
these
guys are
guys
still
have.
using. Yeah, so
So
it's really not.
on board they
Very
should get
good.
sponsors
Yeah,
for the team.
yeah,
Keep the boys around, the boys who come from schools. Keep them around, give them meal cards, because
yeah.
now no meal cards. A rugby player must be eating well.
Yeah,
You go to the gym, you
Yeah.
play, and after you have to go and eat a Rolex H command. Doesn't
Yeah.
add up.
doesn't add
So
up.
you either have a meal card, have where to sleep, accommodation, then study for free. Then you'll see the results.
Yeah, the
It's
results.
all out is motivation, and at least you will see the results.
I think they
That's
also
how
need
it
a
is.
coach.
You need a good coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you guys have a coach in your time? Or
Yeah,
you still?
we had Tinene, then we had Etiquette
Yeah,
of Pirates right now. He's in Pirates.
yeah,
Yeah. So he was the last coach before the lockdown. Actually, before the lockdown, 2019,
yeah,
we won the university games at Chadondo. We won 1 million, sponsored by Nile.
yeah,
Yeah, but as well, after winning, management had to take their cut, then the players as well. And guess what? That day, there was no lunch. We played on bread
Yeah.
and water, and we won the whole circuit. These are like 7 or 8 games in Chadondo. Show them that you can do this.
yeah.
So I don't know if those boys right now can also emulate that kind of sportsmanship
Yeah.
and win.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that every time you should be given an incentive to work, or sometimes it's out of you being a sportsman,
Loving the game.
loving the game and show some results. Then these guys can jump on board.
So, according to Tommy, it seems to suggest that the current boys don't have that,
Well, the zeal.
because we
They're
keep on
lacking.
seeing boys going to play for these other teams.
The better teams maybe in the
yeah.
Ugandan league or the
Other
second
teams being
division.
poached easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember last semester there was a game against Chambogo, and it was played almost completely by freshers.
Yeah.
And Chambogo defeated them at home.
Yeah.
Oh,
Boys
yeah.
failed to make almost 3 tries.
It was
So-
a poor game for them.
So yeah, I think we really need to go back to the drawing board and find a way. But then let's go back to the glory days. Tommy, in your time, you guys won even the East African games. You were really the big boys of East Africa.
Yeah.
And we have seen that UCU has produced a lot of players on the national team.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Philip Pokorach, that's a legend of the game nationally.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Captain of the team.
yeah. So do you think we can get back to that kind of production in the national team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to thank Coach Etiquette
Yeah.
and Mr. Chinene for
Yeah.
spotting out the talent,
Yeah.
because this year has produced enough players. Maybe I can say a few. Phil Pokorach is in France playing from there right now.
Yeah.
Ivan Magom is the captain of the 15 side. We have Colin Timbo. We have Pius Ogena.
Yeah.
We have had Kore, Desire Ayera. This is all talent
All time.
from UCU. UCU has produced over 20 players on the national team. Alex Atrinda.
Yeah.
So I just appreciate that at least UCU has kept the top talent around and other universities, and that shows at least we have put a solid shift in the sport than
Yeah.
any other university. Yeah.
So management needs to look at that and say,
Again,
yeah,
yeah,
because we can still produce more boys on that team. Because we admit a lot of people from Ngo, Smack, those schools which play rugby. If they just nurture those boys, they can really do something.
true.
Yeah. Yeah. So Andre, from a perspective of a coach, I know. Yeah, a coach. What do you think of playing the young boys more than the old guys
And the
right
old
now
guys, like,
during games? Why do you think that?
well, look
Usually
at-
when the games, usually see young boys coming, and I normally see the older guys trying to act as if they are coaches instead of trying to
on the
support you.
current UCU team.
Yeah,
Well, okay. it's better because it's encouraging. The way Tommy said, sometimes you need to love the game to play it.
Yeah.
Even though the school isn't funding, so maybe these boys, the older boys of the UCU Shepherds, are doing it in a way like to bring them in because maybe the team is dying out. So it might reach a time if they don't over encourage.
You don't think
young
it's
boys to
pride?
come in.
You don't think it's pride from the older guys?
The pride to like
Yeah.
to like not play and leave
Yeah,
the kids
and this team is for kids now.
Well, of course, they say they are running to better teams.
Yeah.
Yes, that can be possible, but it is might be pride, but it helps because at
Helps a
least
bit.
we still have the UCU Shepherds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now imagine they were not giving that initiative. They
Yeah.
were not giving those young boys like a platform to play on. The kids coming from high school.
Yeah.
If maybe give it 5-6 years, we will have no Shepherds. Maybe when the campus might cancel that, no more rugby from UCU. So
Yeah.
it can be pride from them, but at least them
It keeps that continuous.
it keeps
process.
the team around. Yeah.
Okay. So Tommy, I want to take you down memory lane.
Yeah.
What I would like to know some of your greatest moments playing for the Shepherds. Try to give us some of those key moments.
Winning university
Yeah.
sevens or winning 15s university games,
Yeah.
East African games as well.
Yeah.
Starting like from 2017
Yeah.
till 19.
Yeah.
Other greatest moment maybe playing in the league as well. I had to first leave UCU, then
Yeah.
go in the league, play for Rhinos.
Yeah.
But I appreciate what UCU has done for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a great time for you.
we've been a very, very good time.
So I understand right now you're retired,
Yeah.
but don't you ever look at your medals? I know you have a number of medals. You have just mentioned the trophies you have won. Don't you ever look at your medals and be like, man, why don't I step back in the game? Yeah. And if you were to step back, would you step back into UCU or?
I would, if I'm given a nice opportunity, a nice like a nice arrangement. Let's say you're going to give me some accommodation, let's say scholarship or a nice contract, I'll jump on board. The way you see the Cannons, most of the players have contracts. Unlike rugby players, if they get to that level of professionalism, of course I can come back because I understand this the professionalism level is on another note. Yeah, so I'll be back. But now that's why I actually retired.
Yeah.
Most of the teams in rugby, especially in the league, are also crumbling financially.
Yeah. So that brings us to the Uganda scene.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think of Ugandan rugby as a whole?
Ugandan rugby has been a success in sevens, particularly. We won the African sevens recently at Chadondo. Uganda won. That was good. It has been a while since we are national champions.
Yeah.
So that got us automatic qualification into HSBC World Series for rugby. At least we shall play like 4 circuits around the world. That's good.
Yeah.
Than playing qualifiers. We have been playing qualifiers for the last 4 years. Then 15s, we're going to play in France. I know the boys are prepared. Put a solid shift.
Yeah.
But the only problem we have at the national level, I think the same problem, the level of professionalism, still lacking. But boys love the sport and they play out of love for the country and the club itself.
So Andre, in the country, what I've noticed is that bias on rugby, especially the older generation. This game is too rough. This game is what? So they have tried to also suppress the exposure of the game, because I saw something about allowing like primary kids to start playing rugby, and I think that would be best because kids from a young age playing, and they keep on. So what do you think of that? Do you think what do you think can be done to increase the exposure to rugby, especially among children? Because it's better to start sports when we're young.
Okay, like basically UG, I think we all start to know rugby very well in high school. You can know football from, I think, even kindergarten, because football is played, but rugby, they normally, of course, parents say it's rough.
Yeah.
So maybe my child will get hurt.
But as we have played, we know it's not rough.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
the
it is
the
rough,
rules are,
but
it's rough, but rules are still there. So,
Yeah.
but I believe if that like bring it from the grassroots, because right now if you go to like England, if you go to like France, Italy, Argentina, those countries where they really have good rugby teams, participating in those HBCs tournaments.
Yeah.
Them they have rugby starting from the primary level, like kids.
Yeah.
Kids are literally playing it. So you grow and the nation starts like knowing it. So like if you started knowing rugby at a young age, you follow it up.
Yeah.
It's like the most population of UG people might say we know football because you started seeing it from a young age. You played it your own self. You see, and here in UG, you won't really find a primary kid having a rugby ball at school. It's very rare.
Yeah.
Even in secondary, it's rare unless you are in those dominant schools of Namriango, Budo, those real rugby places.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe like the country, the sports, the rugby union, the Uganda Rugby Union, I think is that the name?
Yeah.
They should like start imparting it in the lower level. They start even though they play touch, you know that touch rugby, for the kids
to really help
build it, like then it will become a good sport. People will start watching it.
Yeah. So if you have not yet played rugby and you're a UCU student, I would advise you try out the game. It's a nice game, and also there's that bias on women in rugby. I think it should be broken. And tell me, I don't know what you think about women rugby. Is it safe?
Very, very safe. We have a ladies team. Actually, I'd forgotten to talk about that. We have a ladies team.
Yeah.
She Cranes.
Yeah.
The national coach is from UCU. It's called Coach Leon. He was here in UCU as well. We're now heading them.
Yeah.
They won. I think the 15th circuit that was around.
Yeah.
In 2021, so they've been doing some good shift. Then they have a league as well. Yeah, for 15s and 7s. At least they're doing some promoting of the female side. Yeah. So which is good for the sport. Unlike schools, actually the only problem right now is the schools. The way you said it. Yeah. There are no girls' schools that play rugby. Yeah. There's none. There are no competitions. Unlike the other countries I was talking about, let's say South Africa, Fiji. Actually, that's the problem. Rugby should become a national sport. The way you see athletics for Kenya, rugby is a national sport in Fiji. Kids at the age of 5, he knows what should be done with the ball. Till he retires at the age of 35 or 40. That's the only way we can come. Then I think sponsorship, we lack a stadium, like a real standard stadium for rugby. Should have cameras, have TV stations. So you see Passport 3, Passport 1 moving rugby. It's lacking in Uganda. The platforms we had Kratos and Kao, all of them had fights with URI, Uganda Rugby Union. They lost the deals. But the more they would live stream, they make some money, move out the sport out some good talent, that would be good. But the level of investment should also increase in the sport. That would be good.
So we have heard it from the general himself, the veteran himself, both UCU management and even countrywide. Let us try to invest more in our rugby because it's a really great sport and it can take us places. UCU was feared, UCU was revered just because of their rugby team in the whole of East Africa. So I want you as the viewers to think about that. Yes, now as we come to the end of our show, we're going to get some closing remarks from our panelists. Possibly, Andre, I don't know if you have any advice for a young man in UCU who has dreams of being a great rugby player. What words may you have for him?
All I can say to the person is to keep loving the game. Because sometimes it's just love. You need to play something or to do something. So I encourage those young boys maybe coming from high school and seeing maybe the Shepherds aren't working. Let them just play it, even though. Just get involved and play.
Yes, we have heard Tommy Lee. He has been very successful and Shepherds, I don't know. Tell me, if someone was hoping to be as successful as you, the Shepherds, what advice would you give him?
I would advise him to be committed, not give up. Work hard. The way, if you want results, you have to put in effort. So go to the gym, eat well, keep the discipline, avoid drinking. Then you will make it. They will make it, and I'm very sure with the way UCU was investing in the sport, if they got such players, they would reinvest, because the new management, new VC could, I think, can see it. And back then, actually, when we were going for East African Games, rugby was among the sports where they would predict gold. They would want only gold. They don't want silver. Every time you get silver, they're annoyed.
Yeah.
So if they have that such a mentality,
Yeah.
at least it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've heard it here first. Keep committed, keep doing what you love, keep loving the game. Otherwise, I want to thank you for watching today. Don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel, UCU Focus TV, and continue following Sports Focus. Remember to follow us also on Twitter and Instagram at still UCU Focus TV. I remain your host, Lungole Emmanuel. I sign out.